Hello, I'm Thomas Bisaquino, NAIOP's President and CEO, and I'm pleased to share with you a snapshot of the state of our association as we begin an exciting new year. The last 12 months have been filled with unprecedented challenges and a pandemic none of us could have imagined. It impacted our lives and our industry in countless ways, from how we operate our businesses to tenant demand and use of space. We anticipate a steady readjustment to a post-pandemic world with a deep examination of how office, industrial, retail, and other shared spaces will be reimagined. I believe these changes can be viewed as opportunities. Our industry continues to modernize and adapt as we create new strategies that will help us succeed. NAIOP responded throughout the last year with critical research and insights, providing you with new ways of networking and learning and effectively advocating on behalf of our industry. We have strived to keep our members connected with each other and equipped with the knowledge needed to prevail and succeed during these unprecedented times. 2020 was a challenging year, but one that demonstrated the endurance of our industry. NAIOP and our members are strong. Your support has never been more critical, and our value has never been more evident. Thank you for your membership, and I look forward to the ongoing success of our industry. I'm pleased to have with me Larry Lance, NAIOP's 2020 Chairman of the Board. Clearly, 2020 was a very unprecedented year, and we as an organization faced many challenges and opportunities. So Larry, please give me a perspective on what you think from your accomplishments in 2020 you were most proud of.
I'm pleased to be able to serve as chairman of NAIOP in 2020. The impact that we faced as an organization and in the country in this pandemic, what I'm most impressed with is the resiliency of the association and its members. NAIOP quickly pivoted to real-time insights about the pandemic and its impact on commercial real estate. We launched a series of informational webinars and published critical research and connected our members in new ways through virtual roundtables and virtual conferences. We didn't miss a beat. We knew education would be the key during this time, and so we opened our full library of on-demand courses to the members. More than 10,000 course enrollments as a result.
What are your thoughts looking forward over the next several years as commercial real estate adapts to what happened in 2020?
Well, clearly there's enormous opportunities in industrial distribution and e-commerce. That whole industry has exploded. I think that will continue to grow. We often talk internally in our company, and I know in the industry and our association, about the future of office. Candidly, I think the future of office is very robust. I think the idea of people coming together, working together, collaborating in an office environment is still there. It will be there.
So what about the two problematic property types that we hear a lot about, retail and hotel?
The rapid growth of e-commerce and online buying is going to continue. The hard-based retail stores are still trying to figure out their models. And in some cases, I think you're going to find retail adaptive reuse projects where some of the retail centers might be used for, literally last mile delivery centers. I think it's going to be another difficult year for hotels. They will come back. People will get back to their normal behaviors, I think, over time. We have several months ahead of us before travel rebounds back to what we would view as normal levels.
Well, thank you, Larry. I appreciate your time very much, and I certainly appreciate your leadership throughout 2020. In spite of all the unprecedented challenges and headwinds that we faced, I think the association not only prospered, but really made the organization invaluable to its members. Again, Larry, I appreciate your time and leadership very much. Thank you. I'm pleased to be with Achilles Suarez, NAIOP's Senior Vice President of Government Affairs, who's going to share his thoughts on NAIOP's legislative priorities as we move into 2021.
First of all, we're going to continue advocating for policies, tax policies in particular, that are supportive of capital formation and productive investment in the real estate industry. That's what we're known for, that's what we're best at on issues such as like-kind exchanges, treatment of carried interest in real estate as capital gains, the depreciation of leasehold improvements, maintaining that at 15 years. Some of the hard-won victories that we've had over the years, we're going to maintain those. We don't want a repeat of what happened in the economy due to the COVID-19 pandemic. What do I mean by that? A lot of our tenants found out that their insurance policies, surprise, surprise, were not going to cover their losses during this period. We don't want to be in that situation again where our tenants can't pay their rent. And so what we're going to advocate for is something similar to the TRIA, the Terrorism Risk Insurance Act. So what we want to do is create a pandemic insurance policy similar to TRIA, so that if, God forbid, this happens again, that our tenants won't have to rely or wait for the government to step in. There'll be some mechanism already in place that allow them to plan for this.
What would you say our top priority is, Achilles? Of all those you mentioned, what would be your number one priority for the year as you go up to Capitol Hill?
I think our number one area of priorities is the tax area. There is a lot of rhetoric in terms of increasing taxes. Some of the proposals out there, increased capital gains taxes. There's an increase in the corporate rate, increase in pass-throughs. All of these things are going to affect commercial real estate. And so I think that's my number one priority, is to defend some of the hard-won gains in the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, some of the things that we've been fighting for years.
With the Senate flipping to the control of the Democrats, picking up the 2 seats in Georgia, what will this mean now with the Democrats controlling the House, the Senate, and obviously the White House?
Well, it makes it politically, if not legislatively, it makes it easier for the Biden administration to push their agenda. And by that, I mean pushing their agenda in the public sphere. If the Republicans had maintained control of the Senate, then they would basically control what came up for a vote. Now, Democrats can put up bills that they support, and frankly, they may not pass the Senate, but they can use those to make Republicans look bad. So what you'll see a lot is a lot of messaging bills, as opposed to true legislation. People may think that a Democratic control of the Senate means that the Biden agenda might push forward. In fact, what it does mean that gridlock might take a different tone, but there still will be a lot of gridlock.
So let's flip over and talk a little bit about what's happening at the state level. A lot of activity in 2020, a huge victory in California with Prop 15. As we look forward into 2021, what are the major state issues that you see that are going to be rising to the top?
Well, I think you hit on it, and that's essentially tax increases, some way for states to make up for lost revenue. And we were very fortunate in California that we defeated Prop 15. It would have been $11 billion tax increase at a time when tenants are having trouble paying their rent and landlords are having trouble collecting from their tenants. So imagine what that would have done to the California economy. Be that as it may, I expect states to try to repeat that effort. But again, working with our strong NAIOP chapters in California who were instrumental in defeating this proposition, I think we can probably keep a lot of these things at bay.
So what would you say, what state do you're looking at? Are you concerned about? Do you think the tax issue will bubble to the top? Is any one particular state, or do you think it's kind of more of a general?
Well, California continues to be a concern for us. Illinois is another concern. Voters of Illinois defeated another tax increase proposal there. In Arizona, there was a tax increase ballot initiative that won. So I think these things are not going away. We've had our share of victories, and we just have to keep it up. But some of the bigger states with fiscal problems are obviously the ones that we're concerned with.
Our members in Canada, federal Canadian government, what's their priorities or concerns as they move forward in this pandemic world, and how is that going to impact commercial real estate in Canada?
Well, frankly, the Canadian response has been, some would characterize that as more nimble than the federal response at the U.S. level. The Canadians put out initially an emergency rent subsidy program that had some difficulties. And about more than 300 NAIOP members in Canada actually participated in a roundtable with the Department of Finance and with the Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation. and weighed in on needed changes. And in fact, the program now has been improved. So the federal response in Canada is akin to the federal response here. There is a huge recognition that businesses, through no fault of their own, needed help, and they moved quickly to address that, and with the participation of our NAIOP members in Canada.
Well, thank you for that. And thank you for what you do for NAIOP. We appreciate your many years of great service representing this industry. As we know, this industry plays a vital role in the GDP of the US and in Canada. So it's very important that this industry is represented, and you and your staff do a great job. And again, thank you for sharing some of your thoughts today.
Thank you very much, Sal.
Appreciate it. "2021 will require NAIOP and our members to exercise flexibility and commitment as our association and industry stays focused on adapting to the new normal and seizing opportunities. All that NAIOP does for you, from our research to our conferences to our online courses and more, will be tailored for this very important transitional year. We're looking ahead and talking to leaders from across the industry to help us understand what you'll need in this new climate so that we can provide critical resources and information on important issues like opportunities for investors, trends in development, and how our tenants need and use space. To address these issues, this year we're launching 2 new webinar series, one focused on industrial and another on office. They'll be free to NAIOP members and will feature strategic insights that you can apply to your businesses right away. We're also looking at emerging opportunities in a last mile world, such as cold storage, that is more critical than ever for everything from pharmaceuticals to groceries. This year we'll publish an ebook to serve as a guide on how to locate, develop, and lease this in-demand space. Our research foundation will explore important topics such as innovative construction technologies, designing for wellness standards in industrial buildings, and a new look at categorizing real estate markets. The foundation's reoccurring demand forecast, which always offers a valuable snapshot of various aspects related to commercial real estate, will be increasingly important and help shed light on the continued impacts from an unprecedented year. I think it's safe to say that talking online with our peers is a habit that will continue even after we're traveling again and having in-person meetings. Connecting online is critically important to our business and makes it easier than ever to continue important relationships with fellow NAIOP members. In 2021, we're launching an online platform that will allow you to share and discuss interests and hot topics. I'm optimistic that we'll be able to convene in person later this year, and we're looking forward to our annual ICON and CRE Converge conferences. We've heard from so many of you that you're just as eager as we are to meet again, and I expect a great event when we are safely able to gather. We anticipate our chapters will continue their strong performance with market programs, advocacy efforts, and valuable networking. As an organization, NAIOP benefits from a strong network of chapters. Together, we form a powerful team that connects our members across North America and ensures our industry's success. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce Molly Carson, our 2021 chair, to share a message with you. Molly?
A year ago, we were celebrating the longest economic expansion on record, and almost overnight, everything changed. Although we're still navigating this new normal, I believe the horizon is clearing and brighter days are ahead. Commercial real estate will always be an industry based upon relationships, and I'm confident there's no better place to sustain us in the tough times and propel us forward in the good times than NAIOP. As chair, my focus will be on opportunities for mentorship within NAIOP. Meaningful connections, especially in these challenging times, are what will make the difference in whether we remain stagnant or grow. Diversity, equality, and inclusion have always been priorities at NAIOP, and I am dedicated to continuing those efforts and making meaningful progress. While we can't predict with 100% certainty what's to come next, we can commit to moving forward together, to staying connected, and striving for the greater good of our organization and industry. I look forward to working alongside our members and thank you for this opportunity.
In closing, as we transition throughout this year, you can be assured that NAIOP is committed to working for you. I believe we have a bright future, and I thank you for your support and continued involvement in NAIOP.